Hey guys, it is Saturday here in West Virginia, and today we're going to talk about will donors. And one company I came across, I'm not really into their diecast. Some of you guys are, and that's cool. It's the cartooned series. I really ain't feeling it. I liked the Muscle Machine stuff when it was out, but even I got a little bit tired of it. Uh, but yeah, the cartoon stuff, yeah, I'm really not feeling it. But we're going to talk about them in a minute. The one car we have in front of us right now is the one that I did do a wheel swap on in a video a while back. This is the 70 Kingswood Estate Ultra Red from Auto World, and this is the first issue of the Ultra Red when they had the release of the turquoise one and the gold one. So it had the ultra red paint and ultra red interior, and it did have white wheels with red tires, but they look hideous in my opinion. And I ended up taking them off and putting on the gold Dayton style wire spokes with the thin white stripe or white wall tire from their 1979 Lincoln, I think Continental, and they look fabulous on this car. I did try to put them on a M2 Dodge Adventure pickup, and they look okay, but they do not allow the truck to roll. Not because they rub or anything like that, but because they are such a low profile tire and such a small diameter rim, they do allow the truck's frame to touch the ground, so you cannot roll the truck. I mean, you can a little bit, but it's more like you're sliding the base across the table, and the wheels will catch some and roll, but yeah, you're having to rub the base against whatever surface you're trying to roll it on, because the way that the slots are in the frame for the axles are kind of elongated, or the holes are big, and you have some slop there for the axle a little bit, and that gives it enough to set the truck down on the frame. Now, these were great on the Auto World square bodies. These are the same wheels that were used on the House of Cars lowrider one from, I don't know, a year or two back, 23 or 24. But they work also fantastic on their Impalas and wagons, of course, and they also work great on the Lincoln, obviously, and Cadillacs and so forth. Any of those big body cars. Now, the 76 Coupe de Ville, not sure about that one, but I would say it should work fine too, because they made a lowrider series, and I'm sure, almost positive, it used the same wheels, the same diameter. So yeah, they pretty much work on all of them. Now, if you have a truck that you want to put some spokes on, the best donor out there, in my opinion, are the cartooned trucks and stuff and Impalas that have these spoke wheels on them. They're the same size, diameter, front and rear. I was going to try using some of the staggered wheels from one of their releases on a dually, because some guys will take their dualies in real life and narrow the rear end housing and put a single tire, but a very large, wide single tire with either a big diameter rim or something that resembles like a pro stock, pro street style tire. At least they used to do this in the late 90s, early 2000s, where they had put the 21.5-inch wide by 33-inch tall with 15-inch rim Mickey Thompson tires on the back of their dualies with a larger diameter wheel in the front, like a 17 or 18, and it looked okay. But then later on, when the Pro Touring phase started hitting, they took the cars and put bigger diameter wheels all the way around, and then they started getting wider in the back, and they had really great looking setups. But the problem with the cartooned wheel and tires, such, the front wheel is still too small of a diameter in my opinion, and the back is just huge, so it just wouldn't look that great on a truck. I mean, I think Maybe it would, but it would still have a cartoonish look to it. It wouldn't have a realistic look. You can do the staggered theme, but not that drastic. But now their wire spokes, on the other hand, they're good for trucks like square bodies and Dodges and so forth, SUVs, and probably even like the green light box style Caprices and things like that. These would look fantastic on something with a full wheel opening. Now, the problem with these things, they have a very large nipple on the back of them compared to other wheels. They are probably 2 to 3 times longer than most wheels nipples, and that's to fill that void in the frame there. I don't know why they designed it that way, but that's how they designed it. And these things are a bitch to get off the axle. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to pull these rims off the axle. I'm really surprised that I have not broken the nipples off of some of them, because they are very hard. I've only done 2 sets, and it is a nightmare getting them off. Now, the nipples, though, on the back of the tire, they're pretty easy to get rid of. Now, I will show you 2 trucks I've done. So there is the square body I did, and I got the spoke wheels from this Series 3 Blazer. It had the chrome spokes on it. And then I did a Dodge Adventure, and I got the gold spokes and put on this candy magenta, which I think looks really good. They came off of this 57 Chevy Bel Air, also from Series 3. In Series 3, there's a lot of spoked cars, like lowriders. As you can see, they got an Impala that has a black powder coated wire spoke, the truck with gold spokes, and then you have this with the chrome spokes, the Blazer. And this, they show chrome spokes, but it had gold spokes on it when I got it. So I don't know if that was a error or something. Maybe it was and I screwed up. But because it does have all chrome trim, but it had gold spokes on it, so I'm not sure what the deal was with that. But anyways, now I will show you my one with the gold spokes. As you can see, I pretty much eliminated those nipples on the back of the wheel. What I use is a nail file, and I know it sounds like a lot of work, and it kind of is, but it does sand quickly with an aggressive nail file, and they are not that hard to work with. The hardest part, as I mentioned, is getting them off the original axle. This one was pretty hard, but the ones on the C5 or K5, I'm sorry, were the hardest ones today. One wheel came off really easy, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a breeze. Then when I tried to get 2 more off, it actually broke the axle in half. It didn't break the nipples, it broke the metal axle. I was shocked to see that, but that's what happened. Now, this one here, I got these nipples sanded pretty far. I probably could even go a little further and get them tucked in a little bit. Now, the stance on this truck looks really good, in my opinion. It looks like it has an independent rear end because the wheels in the rear kind of camber in a little, which is a trademark thing of cars with hydros on the front or having a independent rear end. Now, this one obviously doesn't have an independent rear end, but it could have been changed, so who knows. But it does roll. And the chassis does not drag. I'm even using it on this aggressive surface, and it's not dragging, but it is super low. These wheels and tires I did not glue to the axle. Now, the problem with when you start grinding the nipple away this far, the axle does not go in that far. As you can see, the wheels are a little bit loose on this, but it still stays on the axle. It rolls well and such, and it rolls without a wobble, so it works out pretty good. And the front is the same. I did not glue them to the axle. Basically, the truck sits so low that the body helps hold these wheels onto the axle, and it moves along pretty well. Now, I know Dodge trucks are not the typical trucks you see with switches and spokes, but it was something different. I wanted to do it as ZZ Top had back in the 90s with their customs Dare to Be Different. So that's what I did with this one. Now, this one here is kind of a typical look spokes on a square body truck. I mean, usually nowadays people are going more with a large diameter billet rim, something like that, which is cool. And that's actually my preference, is the larger diameter billet style, race looking style rims with a reversed offset where they're a little bit deep dish like this look here. I think it looks fantastic. But the old school spoke setup still looks good too, but with a little bit bigger diameter, in my opinion. These kind of represent, I would say, somewhere between 18 and 20-inch rim diameter. And they look really good on this one. The chrome spokes, chrome knockoffs, the thin white wall. Now this one here, as you can see, the rear nipples are filed down pretty good. The front axle, I did glue these on, so they do rotate together, and there's no stagger to them whenever it sets down. I'm sorry, I should say like camber. It doesn't camber in or anything like that. The rear doesn't either, but the rear, it's glued, but just a little bit. It's glued enough to cause the axle to be tight. That was another thing that I ran into. The axles that I have are a little bit sloppy in the hole on the wheel, so you actually have to put one end of the axle in and glue it and kind of stabilize it so it will set up straight, and then put it through and then do the other wheel. But as I said, the pink Dodge, I didn't glue any of them. I may have glued one of the front ones, I can't recall, but that would have been it. Now the C10, I did glue them, so it does roll good and straight and such. It doesn't roll like a track star from the orange track of Hot Wheels or something like that. There are some surfaces where if it's a little bit slick, it will start to slide the front end because there is a little bit of friction there, but not much. So it's kind of like a Stance Hunters model where they roll okay, but it's not like a Hot Wheels with plastic wheels or something like that. Hell, it's not even like an Auto World with the rubber tires, but they still roll, they still clear, and they look damn good, in my opinion. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to fill you in that the cartoon wire spokes are a great source for trucks, SUVs, and bigger body cars. It just takes a little bit of work. Like I said, don't be surprised when you have a hell of a time getting them off the axle. And then, as I said, you are going to have to sand down the back of the wheel to get rid of those nipples, unless you got a narrowed frame on your truck. Like some of the cars from M2 have narrowed frames, but I don't think they get much narrower than this. They will accommodate a larger nipple on them, but as I said, I don't think it gets much narrower than this truck. But as you can see, the nipple's a little bit bigger on the back wheels than it is on the front wheels. There's a little more room to work with back here, but that's about it. And then if you wanted to throw spokes on something like a dually or a wide body car, that's a possibility. If you wanted to do spokes on an old Japanese type of wide body vehicle, you could do that and probably leave more of the nipple on the back of the wheel. Just depends what you're doing. But yeah, that's it, guys. Just wanted to fill you in what I've done and how to do it and such, at least from my perspective. You may have a better way, but just wanted to give you some tips on them and such before you go at it. So good luck and have fun doing your wheel swaps. Thanks for watching. See you guys on Monday for Mopar Monday.